Alright, it has been far too long. We have been away from one another for far too long. We have been away from Hinamizawa for far too long, and I fear that if we stay away any longer than we have, we might end up cursed. So what do you say we get right back to things? Let's go. This is Tsumihoroboshi, the first fall, the atonement chapter. How's your reasoning towards the truth coming along? The next tragedy is ready for you. Enjoy! This is a humorous story with a tragic struggle at the end. The difficulty is 0. You can just enjoy the clowns milling about. This one's gonna be easy, everybody! Welcome, Jetstorm, you made it just in time. You made it just in time for the clowns milling about. It's difficulty 0. Okay, so I made an executive call here. In that I don't think that the bad endings are really adding much to this experience. And seeing as this story kind of gives you everything you need to know already without them, I'm just going to skip them. Yeah, they're actual bad endings. Like, the only good thing about the one from Miyakashi was that you got that cute date that just kind of, like, ended really abruptly. And I was just like, you had something going there, but the fact that it's just so unresolved and kind of wishy-washy didn't really leave. So we're just going to skip the additional choices and show only content from the PC version from here on out. I think this is actually the last chapter to do this, too, so we're just going to go ahead and go this route. Sorry if anybody wanted to see the bad endings, but the ones that I've seen so far just aren't really doing much for me, so let us go. The first time, I would try harder to avoid the inevitable tragedy. The second time, I would be disgusted with the inevitable tragedy. The third time, my disgust would turn into anguish. But the 7th time, this would all become a comedic farce. The chorus of the Higurashi had replaced that of the cicadas. Their cries came from a distance, echoed loudly, and then faded away. They sounded so weak and fragile. Rena's voice was just like the cries of the Higurashi. She'd say something, but the words would quickly fade away. She sounded so fragile that it made me worry she might vanish into thin air along with her words. But nobody is pressuring her to continue. Mion dusted off the hood of an abandoned car and sat down on it as if to show how relaxed she was. She actually did look very relaxed, as if she came here to enjoy the cool breeze of the evening or something. Satoko followed Mion's example and sat down as well. She didn't look nearly as relaxed, however. I thought about following suit, but it felt rude to look away from Rena, even for the short time it would take to look for a place to sit down, so I decided to remain standing. Rika-chan didn't sit down either, but she wasn't looking at Rena. Everybody else was looking at Rena, but Rika-chan was looking at the red sky. They must be out west right now. Rika-chan's expression was hard to describe. She looked pale and blank at the same time, as if all her emotions were gone. Rena wore the same kind of expression. She kept trying to say something, but it seemed like the words were stuck in her throat. She noticed Rika-chan was looking at the sky, so she decided to look that way as well. Mion did the same. So did I. Satoko looked that way too. And with that, there was silence. It was like we were in a concert hall filled with the chorus of Higurashi, a concert hall with the highest roof in the world. A refreshingly cool breeze tickled our sweaty bodies. I could almost make myself believe we came here to enjoy the breeze and the sunset. I could only wish that was what we came here for. The shadows of the birds flying across the sky soured the feeling of our quiet concert. They reminded us that time hadn't stopped. Nobody wanted to pressure Rena. We didn't want time to pressure her either. We wanted to keep the cool red sky as long as we could, so Rena could calm down and talk. Right then, I heard a sound, and it brought us all back to reality. The hood Mion was sitting on had made a noise when she moved to cross her legs. I didn't know whether Mion made the noise on purpose or not, but it reminded us that time had been passing by. The noise took our attention away from the sky and back to the ground. Such a tasteless noise seemed to have urged Rena to speak. Rena gave a small sigh, nodded as if she understood something, and looked at us like she always did.
話す前に一個だけ言いたいことがあるの。
She was probably saying it to everybody, but since I'm standing in the middle, with her looking at me, I nodded to hers to represent our agreement.
レナは正しい努力をしたと思ってる。
You always do the right thing, Rena. I think everybody agrees. Her voice wasn't hoarse anymore. She sounded just like she always did.
人って幸せになるためにどれだけの努力が許されるのかな。
It sounded like a question, but nobody answered.
だからね、私みーちゃんの部活って好きなの。ほら、優勝のためには何でもしようって考え方、そういうのって素敵だと思う。だって世の中が綺麗事で縛られてて、やっていい努力がわずかだけに決められていたら、幸せじゃない人たちはますます幸せを勝ち取れなくなっちゃうじゃない。不幸ってね、連鎖するものだと思うの。
I think we have some evidence of that statement. That's one of the truer things this girl has said.
一度続き始めるとなかなか抜け出せない。そこから抜け出すには運とか人の助けとか、そういう他力本願なものだけじゃ到底足りない。自分でももっともっと努力しないといけないと思うの。それも本当に精一杯。そこまでしてやっとつかめるのが幸せってものじゃないかなって。
Rena stopped talking, looked up, heaved a sigh, and opened her mouth again.
でもだからってみんなにもそれを受け入れてもらおうなんて甘えるつもりもない。だって本当に汚らしいもの。みんなだってついさっき呆然としたでしょ。それはつまりそういうことだよね。
I've never seen her smile so self-derisively like this. That smile looked unbelievably painful. I could really feel how huge the distance between us was. There's nothing physically there, but it felt as if she's talking to us through iron bars or a chain-link fence. That's how great the distance between us was.
でもそれでもいいよ。そういう風にできてる世の中だもん。多分私が逆の立場でいられたなら同じように唖然として無責任で無慈悲な同情を浮かべていたに違いないもの。
She probably said that to hit back at us. We're just putting on a mask of sympathy, enjoying the spectacle of a clown on a stage. That's why she said that. She probably expected us to say something in return, but none of us knew what to say. Rena looked disappointed for a moment, then turned and clambered to the top of an abandoned car. Then she spread her arms and gave a little twirl, letting her skirt billow up before she grabbed both ends and gave us a graceful curtsy. That's a nice CG.
じゃあ始めるよ。竜宮レナの
Who's ready for a
一世
story?
一代の頑張り物語を。
You know, we wrote a story. We wrote a story once about people doing their best, and that turned out okay. So, a story about Rena doing her best? I'm here for it. There was no curtain or spotlight. She was atop an abandoned car amidst the trash piles, a stage especially made for her. We tried not to miss a word of what she was about to say. We believed it was the last we believed that this was the least we could do to not hurt her feelings. let's say it's a winter month like December right now. What would you do if all of a sudden you had a week of hot and humid days with crying cicadas? I mean, I'm sure that this is something that's probably going to happen in the next year or two. Yeah, that's a damn good intro. Would you still wear your coat and scarf? Absolutely not, right? Even though it's still June, it's still already summer to us, since we've been having hot days for so long. So it's totally okay to do this kind of club activity in June. Dude, club activities. Hey everybody! Who's ready for club activities? It's fun time again! We've made it back to when we can finally have fun again. Welcome After 5. Hope you're doing well. At my school, everybody usually does what they want in PE class, but today would be an exception. All my classmates were gathered in the schoolyard. Mion looked over everybody and gathered there and spoke up loudly. They all raised their water guns in their hands. It's okay to use water guns in June because it's been so hot and humid. All my classmates were joining in, so it's going to be a big water gun battle. I'm so excited!
さすがクラス全員で部活だとなんだか盛り上がりますわね。そうだね。全員で表ではしゃぐのってなんだか楽しそうかなみんなは楽しいですが、僕たちは例によって負けられないのです。
そういうこったな。およそ勝負と名の付く以上、俺たち部活メンバーは常にリスクを背負ってるからな。
まあそういうこと。部活メンバー諸君は部活に負けたりしちゃうと大変なペナルティが待ってるからね。
Man, it's been a while since we've had to deal with a punishment that wasn't fucking murder. It's gonna be nice when all we've got to do is go around town wearing a maid costume or something.
せいぜいしっかり戦うこと。
よしよし、盛り上がってきたぜ。生徒諸君、武器点検は十分か？弾倉は満タンか？
任せてくださいよ、前原さん。銃撃戦は僕たちの最も得意とするところですからね。
富田たちは
Your
よく
cat
水
just
鉄砲
turned
で
off
遊
the
んでますから
computer?
かなり強敵かもなのですよ。
The cat is not a fan of Higurashi.
今日の僕たちは少し違います。
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun smiled confidently, holding their guns in a practiced manner. Their skills must give them confidence. They even looked different.
ミオンは言うに及ばず、サトコもリカちゃんもかなり強敵になりそうだぜ。レナはどうだ？ちょこまか動いていの一番にやられないように頑張れよ。そういえば最近のレナは罰ゲーム常連だな。
最近不得意なゲームが多かったから。でもケイチ君も最近私と同じで罰ゲームが多いと思うかな。
Yeah, it's okay now. All we gotta think about is fun summertime club games with our good friends. We have not had this kind of moment in a while.
罰ゲームの格好のまま帰宅して、さあ脱ごうとしたところでお袋に見つかった俺の哀愁などわかるものか。
He doesn't sound very miserable, I'm just saying. That is not the tone that a man that sounds miserable about having to wear a bra. I didn't sound miserable at all to me.
私だって先週のはひどいよ。普通の女の子ならお嫁に行けなくなっちゃうよ。
What did they make you do, young child? What did they make you do? So Toko laughed as loudly while she was stuttering at the memory of the cruel punishments we suffered in the past.
覇気や運気にも偏りというのがございましてよ。
Show me on the doll. Oh
その意
no.
味から言えば、ここしばらくのレナさんやケイチさんはいわゆる負け組というやつでございますわね。
That's rude.
確かに負け癖ってやつはあるね。闘志ってやつは負けが続くとくじけてくる。
Yeah, I missed the days when we could dunk on Trash Child.
絶対勝てるという信念が砕けると、全く同じことをやっても裏目裏目に出るもんだからね。
てめえら、たまたま俺とレナがちょいと罰ゲームを哀れに思って引き受けてやってたのを感謝もせずにその言い草か。
I don't know, people voluntarily taking punishments. That sounds more kind of like, I don't know.
あら、そうでしたの？それは感謝の気持ちが足りず申し訳ないことでございましたよ。
うわー、サトコってめえ、そのセリフは俺の怒りに火をつけたぜ。後悔させてやる。
I can't think of anybody that would do that, Styles. She'd call you Styles Shockman, shouldn't they?
その意気だよ、ケイちゃん。まあせいぜいあがいておじさんを楽しませてちょうだいよね。レンヌも頑張って。あうあう言ってる間にクラスで一番最初に脱落したらさすがに恥ずかしいからね。でもその可能性も高いかな。
一番最初に脱落するのがレナさんだと思いましたよ。どんな目に遭うか今からお覚悟なさいませな。
You're gonna have a bad time. I'm gonna put Satoko's head on Sans' body now with this screenshot. Or Sans' head on Satoko's body. Paint one of their eyes, please.
ひどいよ、みーちゃんもさとこちゃんも。レナもケイイチもファイトですよ。
I think so, Jetstorm. Mion and Satoko laughed at us as loud as they could, then moved on to tease their next target. Left alone, all I could do was stomp on the floor in anger.
さあ、絶対負けねえ。あそこまで言われたら負けられねえぜ。
そうだね。あそこまで言われると悔しいよね。
っていうか、悔しいどころじゃねえぞ。プライドの問題だぞ。くさ。
Don't worry, Sayara. Don't worry.
みーちゃんの言うように負け癖ってやっぱりあるかもしれないよね。だから今日は絶対に勝ってみんなを見返してやろう。
Rena's eyes looked different. She's usually a funny and weird person, but I know she has the determination to do what she needs to do. When Rena looks like this, she could be a tough opponent.
今日は私も部活の規則にのっとり手加減なしでいく。
おい、なんだかかっこいいこと言うじゃねえの。まるで普段の自分はわざと手を抜いているって言わんばかりだぜ。
Rena smiled, or maybe you could have called it a wicked grin. She was serious. She was serious about what she said. I could tell from her expression alone. Among all the club members, Rena is easily the most sensible one. The rule of our club is that we can do anything in order to win, but she's the only one who has moral qualms about doing it. That's why we rarely had a hard time against her, except for when she snaps. It's rare to hear her say that she won't go easy.
ちっくしょう。そんな笑い方されたら俺も超本気で行くしかねえじゃねえかよ。
いつも本気で戦うのが部活だけど、それでもやっぱりそれ以上に本気じゃないといけない時ってあるよね。今日は多分それだね。
だな。
We pounded our fists together. Usually when we really didn't want to lose a game, one asked the other to work together, but Rena didn't ask this time, which meant that she was going to try and defeat everybody by herself. No, not try. She was going to do it by herself. Rena looked really cool at that moment, but I wasn't scared. If she was seriously going to do it, I'd have to be serious and do it too. My fighting spirit had been dented after many losses, but had begun to burn hot once more.
圭一君もなかなかいい顔してるね。怖いな。全員と一人で戦っても勝てるつもりでいる顔だね。
Who doesn't want to run a fist?
レナだってそのつもりだろ。
じゃあぶつかるのは最後だね。
互いにクラス全員を全滅させたら最後にはそうなるな。
最後の戦いの時、そこにいるのが圭一君なのを期待してるね。
おう。
We pounded our fists together again! We got a double rent a fist bump, everybody.
当選規定はちゃんと覚えてるね。被弾時の申請だけは正直にね。被弾した人は撃っちゃダメだよ。仮に当てても無効ね。
ミオ、被弾の定義を再確認したいぜ。
水鉄砲で撃たれたら被弾。ひねくれたケイちゃんのためにさらに補足するなら、水鉄砲というこの容器から出た水が最初に触れたものが標的であった時被弾とするわけ。つまり水鉄砲を経由した水をバケツに溜めてぶっかけても無効ってわけ。
直接攻撃以外は有効じゃないってことだね。さとこちゃんの脅威が少し薄らいだかな。トラップにもいろいろございましたよ。レナさんなんか一番最初に餌食にして差し上げましたよ。それは無理。私を仕留めようとしたらさとこちゃんじゃまだまだ役不足だね。なんですって
What the hell was that, Mion?
レナが売り言葉とはね。こりゃ面白くなりそうだよ。レナが売り言葉とはね。ねえ、ケイちゃん。
大して面白くねえと思うぞ。俺かレナかどっちにやられたいかを選ばされるだけなんだからな。
圭一もやる気満々なのです。
Mion seemed to sense a fighting spirit in me and Rena. I could tell that she's as serious as we are just from the way she looks.
よっしゃ、いい面構えだよ。気に入った。じゃあ始めるよ。全員3回。くじで決められた場所に移動してね。
Everybody had to draw lots to pick a place to start the game from. It wouldn't be fun if everybody was close together from the beginning of the game. By the way, my starting position was behind the school building. When I drew this starting position, I thought about hiding until there were only a few people left, like I did in our last game of tag. But a defensive tactic like this wasn't interesting to me anymore. I hadn't been this excited in a long time. My legs were shaking with excitement. It was my first time experiencing this kind of feeling. I could hear Mion's countdown from some distance away.
2、1。
A single shot of a toy pistol echoed. With that sound, I was already running around the building. Oh man, this is a jam. I could fucking hear this in an East game. There had to be some underclassmen nearby. I usually assumed that somebody else would take care of them, but this time was different. You're not wrong. I stood frozen in fear as I ran towards them, screaming at the top of my voice. I took a moment to quickly decide whether to fight or run away, and in that moment, I shot one after the other.
俺の隣が当たった時点で運がなかったと思ってくれ。
I felt bad for them because they lost the game so quickly, so I rubbed their heads to cheer them up and then took their water guns. Yes, this was a key factor in this game. You can't put very much water in a water gun. With 10 people around you in a gun battle, the water would be gone in a minute. I abandoned the gun I used to shoot them, held one of their guns in each hand, and scoped out the schoolyard. Just like I expected, there was an intense battle happening there. In the short time it took me to take care of the area behind the school building, it seems like most of my classmates were already shot. I wasn't surprised though, I kind of knew it would happen. You need to have a high skill to fight in an open schoolyard, especially when most of the club members were there. It must have been like a battle of elephants and ants.
なんだミオンのあれは
Leon got the super soaker. Leon was holding a different water gun from the one she had when the game started. She was now holding on that looked like a huge machine gun. I love that they're using real gun sounds for the fucking water gun. Its range capability, pump action shooting, and the amount of water it can hold was beyond comparison. There were no restrictions on what kind of water guns we could use today. As long as it was a water gun, we were allowed to use any kind. Most of us had a normal pistol-like water gun from the local toy store or something similar. I would have bought a bigger one I would have bought a bigger one like Mion's if they had one, but they weren't in stock and I had to order in. In other words, Mion ordered hers a long time ago just for today. She was always well prepared when it comes to winning. She must have thought that we wouldn't allow her to use a big water gun if she showed it off before the game started, so she must have hidden it somewhere. It looks like most of our classmates were shot right after the game started. Only a few were still alive, trying to survive as long as they could by using the heavy construction equipment as a shield. Mion mercilessly shot at them from various angles to make them come out from behind the shield.
そらそんなとこに隠れてないで出てきな。
Kamita-kun and Okamura-kun were trying their best to resist her attack from behind their shield. It looked like they had no chance against her, but that actually wasn't true. After all, 2 of them were still alive because of all their experience in water gun battles. They survived the first few minutes of her assault, even though 99% of their classmates didn't, and they were still surviving at this very moment. Leon, however, is as battle-hardened as a soldier. She used the advantage of her big water tank and gradually but certainly drove them into a corner. It was only a matter of time until she broke them down.
ダメだ。あのマシンガンはずるいよ。委員長の水が少なくなるまでなんとかしのごう。今は手も足も出ないよ。
I tried to hold out against her, but all I could do for now was keep running behind cover as Mion strafed closer and closer to them. They wanted to use their 2 against 1 advantage, but it seemed like they wouldn't even get that chance. If they tried attacking recklessly, one of them might get shot, and then the other would have no chance of winning. So they grew more cautious, placing their bets on their final chance, but that caused their offense to wane. Oh damn! The cut-in! Of course, Mion saw through their plan. She was purposely provoking them so that they'd lose their patience and start attacking her recklessly. Mion circled around the construction equipment, and now she was standing with her back towards me. If I went up against her machine gun fair and square, I wouldn't stand a chance. So attacking from behind would be the only way for me to defeat her. Even though she was in a defenseless position, there was some distance between us. I was still too far away, but it would still be better to attack her now than to take her head on. Don't hesitate, Keiichi. You won't have this chance again. I stepped out from my hiding place just as fast as I could towards her with 2 water guns in my hands. Instead of approaching slowly and silently, I screamed at the top of my lungs. Just going all in.
そこから来たか、ケイちゃん。
Mion seemed a little shocked by my surprise attack, but she immediately pulled herself together. She knew the advantages of her weapon, but she didn't shoot at me just yet. She held back, luring me closer. Mion was well aware of how much water she had left. If she had the same kind of water gun as me, we would have the same range capabilities, so it would have been down to our technique to decide the winner. If she was fighting against one of her underclassmen, she could have defeated them easily. Mion immediately calculated her chance of winning against me and figured out that her only chance was to use the advantage of her water gun. She saw the eye of the tiger in me and recalculated her chances of winning in a split second. Really, I can admire how fast she does these things. I ran at top speed to shorten the distance between us. Our strength would have been equal. I had 2 water guns with full tanks, and she had a machine gun with a half-empty tank. We both waited for the perfect moment.
今日のケイちゃんの気迫には敬意を表するよ。
I'm loving the cut-in right
今日の
now.
あんたには正面からぶつかり合って互角以上の勝率を弾き出せる自信がない。
Oh
残
shit, he
念だ
gets
ぜミオ
one
ン
too!
勝率の弾き方も鈍ったな。今日の俺に正面からぶつかり合ったら互角どころじゃない。てめえの負けだ。
The moment we stepped within range, Mion and I pulled our triggers at the same time. Mion set her sights squarely on me while I was trying to shoot and run around at the same time. Her shot would obviously be more accurate than mine. My shot of water flew towards nowhere. Mion didn't even need to duck, and then suddenly, everything inverted. But Mion's shot made a beautiful arc straight towards my chest. I couldn't find a line of water. I could see the line of water coming straight at me, but I was too unstable to dodge. Mion had no doubt that shot got me.
気合だけではどうにもならない現実がこれだったね。やっぱりケイちゃんは最初に脱落だ。
やっぱり残念だぜミオン。今日のミオンのコンピュータは一手読みが足りないぜ。
ほざくな。その体勢からかわす術はない。水の弾丸で撃ち抜かれろ。そしてどうして私の背後を沈黙して奪わず叫びながら襲う具を犯したかを呪うがいいよ。
You're really disappointing me today, Mion. You could have figured it out if you'd spent just one more second to think. You could have figured out the reason why I didn't just creep up on you, but screamed as loud as I could instead. Mion noticed my surprise attack and turned around to face me. In other words, she turned her back on the opponents she was fighting earlier. Those opponents heard my scream and saw that she had turned her back on them.
なんだって？
Fucking dumpstered! Mion noticed her back was wet and cold. She finally understood that the underclassmen she was attacking earlier had just shown their fangs and attacked her from behind. I blocked her water shot with my arm, right before it hit my chest. The line of water was broken into droplets that splattered away.
そうだったか。被弾者の攻撃は被弾しても向こうだ。
She got hit first, so her shot didn't count. Fucking... That's so stupid.
そいつに気づくのだいぶ遅かったぜ。伏せろミオン。
Mion squatted down and covered her head. Now it was me versus Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun. Their reflexes weren't so bad. They knew well that I'd be their next target after Mion was gone. They didn't feel sorry at all for attacking me right after I just saved them from their predicament. I can respect the cruelty and how quickly they shifted gears. They may one day be able to join our club if they keep refining their sense and skill.
次は前原さんだ。このまま撃ち殺すんだ。こっちは2人だもんね。負けるわけがない。
They were, however, one step behind me. It was already too late. For them, Mion was their first target and I was next. But I was different. My first target was them from the start. I didn't even see Mion as my target to begin with because I knew they'd take care of her. I was pointing my guns at them long before they moved their sights from Mion to me. It seemed like they noticed at the last moment that both of my guns had been pointing at them from the beginning, which meant it was already too late for them. What a fucking gamer this boy is! I jumped over Mion, rolled on the ground, and landed on my feet. I looked as elegant as an athlete who had just finished a perfect performance. I had a gun in each of my hands, and with those guns, I shot them each in the middle of their chests.
早すぎる。もう僕たちが2人がかりで負けるなんて。
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun fell to their knees in disappointment.
ケイちゃんがこれだけのことをやってのけるなんて 私も鈍ったってことかな。
Sure are water guns. Mion wiped the dirt off her knees, looking
別に
frustrated.
ミオンは鈍っちゃいなかったろ。
じゃあなんでおじさんが負けたわけよ。
そんなの決まってるじゃないか。
I twirled my guns on the tips of my fingers.
たまには勝たねえと格好がつかねえからだよ。
He's so cool. There were only a few people left alive. Rena, Satoko, and myself. Rena and Satoko were fighting fiercely. Were they evenly matched? No, Satoko was pushing her hard. Moving fast, she was driving Rena into a corner. Rena was usually gentle and slow, but today she was different. She was very serious today, and yet, Satoko was still overwhelming her. She had a tough customer, even without her tricky traps.
最初の威勢はどこへ行ってしまいましたのかしら。いい動きをするね。私も負けられないよ。
Satoko kept moving around, piling on pressure in order to pin Rena down. She kept shooting, so her tank must have almost been empty, but her shots were still sharp and fast. I noticed a bucket near her feet, which was full of many water guns. This cheater! I understood seeing that she had been taking guns from others who were already out of the game. In this battle, reloading bullets, water, was more crucial than the actual shooting. The hole that you could put a water into these guns is rather small. To put water through it from a faucet takes time and requires a certain amount of skill. In a battle like this, it would almost be suicidal. I understood that well, so I'd be taking guns from the people I defeated, but I could only hold one in each hand. Satoko used a bucket to overcome the limit. Rena looked like she only had one water gun. I'd assumed she had had 2 earlier, but she must have had a lot of but she must have used a lot of water during her long battle with Satoko. It looked like she was trying to save her water for the right moment, but with Satoko's fierce attacks, it was obvious it was only a matter of time before Rena was driven into a corner. I have only 2 hands with which to hold a gun. However, Rena is also quite skilled, as she only pretended to be driven into a corner, but she was actually luring Satoko to a place where she'd have the advantage. There was a narrow, twisting path near the gymnasium warehouse behind the school building. With Rena's water levels running low, she'd want to turn things around with a single, close-range shot. The narrow path was a perfect place for her to do that.
あれあれ、
Oh, this is
どうしたの
perfect.
かな。
Everybody's getting cut-ins! It's great!
攻撃の手が鈍ってきたね。疲れてきた？お気遣いは嬉しいですけど、まだまだでしてよ。それよりそちらのお水は大丈夫ですよ。さっきから全然打ち返してきませんわよ。ひょっとしてもう玉切れじゃございませんの？そうだと思うならお顔を出してみたらどう？遠慮いたしましたよ。最後の一発を温存しているのは分かっていますわ。一発あれば十分だよ。体操服を濡らした気の毒だからね。期待を打ってあげるね。
What a nice girl! What a nice girl! I call her the one-shot woman. She's gonna be nice and put a shot right in the middle of your forehead. She doesn't want to get your clothes dirty.
まさかレナさんとこんなにもスリリングなやりとりができるなんて思いませんでしたわ。でも最後の一発分の水量では大して勢いもないでしょうから、射程もほとんどないんじゃありません
Satoko was right about that. Rena had just enough water to make one last shot. As the amount of water left in a tank dwindles, the range of shots you can make shortens. That makes the last shot the shortest and weakest of them all. Regardless of her absolutely disadvantageous situation, Rena didn't look frustrated. I could tell she had no intention to lose. It was almost like she didn't even see Satoko as a threat.
うまい位置に逃げ込みましたわね。私もさすがに慎重にならざるを得ませんわ。
Satoko seemed to understand how dangerous Rena's last shot was going to be better than I did, since she was the one actually fighting against her.
私、将棋はあまりやらないんですけれど、こういうのを詰め将棋って言うんでございましょうね。
Satoko took out another gun with a full tank and shortened the distance between them slowly and carefully. A gun with a full tank doesn't only have long range, it also has enough power to make shots more accurate. If they shot at each other in a frontal attack, Satoko would have a 99% chance of winning. Even so, Satoko was still afraid of Rena's last shot. Man, we need some Steiner math on this. You gotta get Steiner math to do Rena's chances of winning. That would be great. Satoko shortened the distance even further, smiling as if unafraid, but I could tell that she was actually full of fear. Satoko compared this situation to chess earlier, but it wasn't exactly the same. XCOM tells me that can still miss. You're not wrong. You can absolutely miss. You will absolutely miss 99% shots in XCOM. In chess, you can use some pieces to drive the opponent's king into a corner, but in this case, there was only Rena and Satoko. You can lose some of your pieces in order to achieve a win, but Satoko doesn't have any pieces other than herself. A king can't drive another king into a corner alone. That's called a stalemate. That's why while at first glance it looks like Satoko has the absolute advantage, they're actually on equal footing.
さあ参りますわよ。このままチャイムを待つなんて私たちらしくありませんわ。そうだね。勝負しよう。
That's strange. I thought Rena would have been more than... I thought Rena wouldn't have to move just on a dare from Satoko. What kind of plan did she have? Rena had been hiding behind cover for a while, but she came out without hesitation. I noticed something right away. Rena had a different gun. Satoko seemed to notice as well.
ここには弾切れになったら逃げ込もうと考えててね。あらかじめ一丁拾って隠してあったの。
Damn, she's good! And using a trap at the last moment as a come from behind victory, it was as though she was taking Satoko's best skill from her and firing it right back. Satoko no longer had any advantages now that both of them were pointing their guns at each other with full tanks, but she still looked confident. What was going on? Did she have some kind of plan too?
その一丁は私にとっても大切な一丁でしたよ。どうしてかな。だってその一丁がなかったらレナさんはさっきの銃のまま一撃逆転を狙い続けてこうして私の前に姿を現したりしませんもの。
At that moment, lightning ran through my brain and I instantly understood the situation. Of course! Rena was in a disadvantageous situation earlier, but it was actually the same for Satoko since she didn't have a chance to make her shot while Rena was in hiding. Rena had remained cautious in order to hit with her last shot, and that made it difficult for Satoko to attack her. However, what if Rena didn't need to take the last shot for a come-from-behind victory? No, I said it wrong. What if Rena got a new gun with a full tank? She'd stop hiding and come out and fight against Satoko.
つまりレナさんがここを目指しながら逃げてその銃を拾うことは最初から読んでいましたってことですのよ。
Let Satoko talk crap, Rena. You don't need to listen to her. Just shoot her right now. Rena thought the same thing. She shot at Satoko without any hesitation. But she frowned in confusion a moment after. What was going on? She couldn't shoot? Was her water gun broken? I think Trash Goblins had it again! Or did somebody break it?
水鉄砲なんてちょっと砂粒を入れて空打ちすればすぐに詰まっちゃうんですのよ。
Trash Goblin. Trash Goblin, you did this!
私が切り札をここに一丁持ってることを先に読んで細工したってわけだね。私いつも言ってましたよ。トラップは最後の最後でほんの一つささやかに。これが究極の美徳でございましたよ。
When it comes to traps, Satoko remained a notch above Rena after all. I couldn't believe Satoko figured out Rena's plan in advance and set a trap to counter it. Rena, you made a big mistake! You should have kept the old gun with you! You could have at least made the last shot! But it's too late now for you to pick it up again. Rena was in a worse situation than she was before. She couldn't even take another shot.
さて観念なさいませ。さっきレナさんは私の額を撃つとか言われましたよね。 私が逆に期待を打って差し上げましたよ。
Satoko slowly narrowed her distance again and pointed the muzzle at Rena's forehead. Rena still didn't look like she'd given up. She still thought the game was undecided.
さとこちゃんもまだまだ甘いね。
Damn, girl still got guts, I'll give her that!
なんですって？トラップで相手を仕留めたならね、さとこちゃんが余裕を見せるのは勝者の権利だと思う。だけどね、今のさとこちゃんは私を絡め取っただけで仕留めたわけじゃない。余裕を見せるのはまだまだ早い段階だとは思わない？何を言い出すかと思えば、今から仕留めるから同じことですわ。私が逆の立場なら脳書きなんか言わずにさっさと撃つ。
She's got a point.
じゃないと負けるから。負ける？誰が？あら、その壊れた水鉄砲でどうやって戦うおつもりで？被弾の定義覚えてる？水鉄砲というこの容器から出た水が最初に触れたものが標的であった時、被弾とする。
Yeah, she has to talk. You gotta add some flourish to those victories.
は？それが一体何だって言うんですの？
When I heard her saying that, I started running. My target was Rena. Satoko was already dead to me. Why? She was going to be shot by Rena within a second.
レナさんが何を言ってるのか私さっぱりですよ。その壊れた水鉄砲で何ができるおつもりだか。水鉄砲の中に水があれば戦えるんだよ。わかんないかな？
Rena raised her broken water gun up high and smashed its handle on the wall of the school building as hard as she could. The plastic broke easily and the water flowed out of
水
it.
鉄砲から出た水が当たればいいんだよ。水鉄砲のどこから出たかは問題にしてない。
Rena was right. She just saved herself by thinking it through. If she was using a real gun, bullets would only come out from one end of the gun, but this was a water gun. She could make her bullets, water in this case, come out from any place, not just the barrel of the gun. Satoko finally realized that she was standing defenselessly in front of Rena. Satoko's trap was successful, but she overestimated its effect. She should have just shot Rena without hesitation before Rena noticed her new water gun was jammed. She was going to fail because she had grown overconfident of her victory. A second before Satoko pulled the trigger, Rena swung the water gun as if slashing Satoko with a sword. Satoko fired her bullets, but it was too late. A second before Rena would have been shot down, a blade of water hit Satoko in the face. No, not hit. It cut her face open.
まだまだ爪が甘かったね。
This girl's too smart.
この私が。
Rena ran towards Satoko, who was standing in shock, and took her water gun. Rena knew I was her last target, and I was running towards her. Rena, using her superior mobility, began to duck and weave. We were evenly matched. Neither of us neglected to make any effort possible to take advantage of the situation.
最後には一騎打ちになると思ってたよ。やっぱりこうでなくっちゃね。
見直したぜ。とんでもない根性を見せてくれるじゃないか。
見直したより惚れ直したの方が嬉しいかな。
Oh, damn! Also, nice CG. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Rather than a new light, I'd like you to see me in a romantic way. Wow!
負けてくれたらそれでもいいぜ。
ごめんだね。
We circled around the construction equipment trying to take shots at each other, and we were both sweating like crazy, but I didn't feel tired. Big drops of sweat tickled as they ran down my body. Rapid bursts of water flew across both of our paths. Neither of us had advantage or a disadvantage. I didn't feel elated that I might win or frustrated that I might lose. I was just enjoying this battle with Rena. It was like a dance that I couldn't dance alone, a dance that I could only dance with an opponent.
本気のレナはやっぱり冴えるね。見てるだけで震えがくるよ。
そのレナさんと互角に渡り合うなんてケイチさんもやりますわね。どちらが勝つか全然予想がつきませんです。
In fact, none of the observers could tell who was going to win. Neither could we. We had no idea who was going to win. We had no idea when this battle would end. I didn't know why, but it was great fun to just fight against Rena, and I didn't even care whether I won or lost. In fact, I never even wanted it to end. As we fired at each other, both of our tanks emptied, shortening our range. Inevitably, it became more and more like a melee than a gun battle. We fired our water guns, trying to cut each other with blades of water, swinging the gun like a sword. We both came up with the idea to swing the gun hard to generate centrifugal force, in order to increase the range of our attacks. I dived to duck her shot, rolled on the ground, and landed on my feet. I ducked her shot again and swung my gun like a sword. Who could have imagined our club's water gun battle would turn into a one-on-one close combat like this? Absolutely nobody.
ああ、やっぱりレナもそう思うか。
じゃあケイチ君もそう思うんだ。
We both breathed hard, calculating the timing needed to take a closer step, and then we both grinned wickedly at each
やり合
other.
うのが楽しくてならねえぜ。決着がつくことすら興ざめするくらいにな。
負けても恨まないでね。
ああ、恨まない。この勝負を終わらせた自分の不甲斐なさを恨んでやるぜ。だがそいつを恨むのはどうやらレナの方になりそうだな。
どうかな。ケイチ君、足が藁だよ。
くそったれー。おりゃ
すごい。なんだかものすごくかっこいい。前原さん頑張れー。龍河さんしっかり。
I became relaxed enough to enjoy the battle and finally realized that many of our classmates were watching our one-on-one fight. I barely had any water left. I would have to make the next shot count, or I was done for. It seemed like Rena was in the same situation too.
泣いても笑っても次で終わりだな。水が有限なのが惜しいぜ。
限りがあるから美しい。花も一緒だよ。
なるほどな。そういう見方もあるか。
本当に楽しかった。でもこれで終わりだね。
だな、無粋かもしれんが勝って決着させてもらうぜ。
上等だよケイチ君。
負けて泣くなよ。
勝負。
乗ったー。
どっちが勝ったんですの？
The cries of cicadas echoed in the quiet schoolyard, and they sounded like the hand of a watch ticking away the seconds. Neither of us moved. We took our final shots, and now stood motionless. It looked like one of those duels in Western movies.
どっちが先に？わかんない。全然見えなかった。
Our classmates broke the silence first. They finally realized that our intensely beautiful one-on-one battle was over.
委員長、判定は？
Mion in turn realized that she had to deliver a verdict to end the game, but she was just as stunned as the others, and it took her a moment to recover. Mion was taking some time to render her verdict. In fact, Rena and I didn't know who won either. My last shot flew right past and splashed sideways as if a blade cut her chest. I knew that for sure, But at the same moment, Rena's shot hit me in the shoulder. Whoever shot first wins. But we didn't know if it was me or her. That's why we stood motionless, waiting for the verdict to be delivered.
リカには見えまして。僕にだってわかるわけないのです。
委員長、どっちの勝ちなの？
Everybody held their breath, waiting for Mion to call it. Rena and I kept staring at each other. The spectators were the only ones who were interested in who the winner was. To us, it wasn't that important. We had a great battle. We had both really wanted to do better than the other. We both wanted to call it a tie. For this great battle, settling for a tie would be the best and most proper option. In other words, this one-on-one fight wasn't a battle to decide a winner. It seems like everybody is thinking the same way.
ミー？判定が出ないと二人とも動けませんです。
Mion hates to settle for a tie because she loves to draw a line between superiors and inferiors. She tends to settle for a tie when deciding who the loser is because it's more fun to have as many people as possible suffer the punishment, but she's never settled for a tie between winners before. Mion holds a special feeling towards the meaning of being number one. Everybody continued holding their breath, awaiting her verdict. Please make it a tie. Everybody wished for that in their hearts. Mion was hesitating to make a decision. She could have chosen a winner more easily if one of us did even a little bit better than the other. But even if one of us did a little better than the other, I feel like nothing fits better than settling for a tie.
今日の二人は見事だったよ。
Mion finally started speaking.
ケイちゃんもレナもここしばらくの連敗に発奮し、最高の力を発揮してくれた。その瞬発力は評価の工程の段階を超えて、もはや美しいと呼べるまでに昇華されてたよ。私は二人の最高の戦いぶりに評価を惜しめない。
じゃあ決着はどうなるんですの？
快速の精神から1位を2人に認定するのは好ましくない。でも2人にはわずかの優劣もなく、どちらを膠着させるかの判断もとてもつかない。よって本日の戦いを預かり勝負とし、
Yo, we got a
後日
tie!
改めて決着をつけることといたしたい。
Hooray for settling for no winners. We did it, everybody. I expected she might settle for a tie, but I never thought she'd make us have another battle.
灰原さん、すごかったですよ。かっこよすぎます。竜宮さんにもしびれました。なんかこう、まあ見てるこっちまで熱くなるというか。
The classmates rushed towards us and praised us for showing them something that cool. Rena and I were finally released from the tension of battle and dropped to our knees.
残念。決着をつけ損なったね。
まあな、次の機会を楽しみにしようぜ。
肩を貸してほしいな。
先に言うな。俺が借りようと思ったのに。
We both smiled at each other. It was the first time we ever hit it off like this.
それはそうと。
うまいことやったよな。
うまいことって何がですの？みーちゃん、うまいこと言って今日の罰ゲームうやむやにする気だ。
That bitch!
ギクギクギク。かっこつけときながら保身第一ってあたりがミオンっぽい。ギクギクギクギクギクギクギクギク。逃げたぞ。図星かよ。わかりやすいやつだな。
The bell rang, a sign that class was over, while we all laughed at Neon. After that,
二人ともお疲れ様なのです。タオルをどうぞなのです。
Rika-chan held out a towel, a big smile on her face. However, Rena and I stepped back and pointed our water guns at her.
みー、もうみんなにいっぱいいっぱい撃たれましたのです。もう撃たれてると言っても誰も信じてくれないのですよ。
Rika-chan was soaking wet. Well, nobody believed her because she could be really sneaky, pretending that she was hit in order to stay in the game.
普段が普段でございますものね。信じろというのが難しい相談でございましてよ。
That is a terrible thing to say to your best friend, trash child.
みんながいじめるのです。
You got it.
僕はもう一人ぼっちなのです。
Everybody is bullying Rika right now. This is awful.
段ボール箱の中でミーミー泣いて誰も拾ってくれないかわいそうな猫さんなのですよ。
Wow! Wow! Look at these people. Look what they're doing to this poor innocent child.
みー
Boom! That sound came from Rena's head. I saw a circle of smoke coming out of it. Rena must have pictured Rika-chan meowing like a cat in a cardboard box.
リカちゃん捨ててあるよ、捨ててある。レナが拾うよ。お持ち帰り。
So many things are happening right now. Rena, you're ruining how cool we look together! Rena was back to her normal self and jumped on Rika-chan like a chameleon capturing its prey. Rika-chan struggles to get away.
皆さん、早く教室に戻りなさい。
Chie-sensei clapped her hands and yelled at us from the window of the teacher's
行こうぜ、みん
office.
な。
Everyone exchanged smiles and ran back to the classroom. Guys, we got to have a fun club activity and there was no murder! We got to have a legitimate good time with our friends. It's been so long. Pleasant weather would be the tip. We are doing 2 chapters tonight, so I don't think we're going away just yet because I wanted to get this thing started off right. I've been excited to get back, so we're going to be doing another chapter. Your crops are refreshed. Fantastic. It's good to hear. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I can take down my futon from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window, and enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my page-a-day calendar, it's June 1983 today. While it was still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season and was already coming around the corner. This was very abnormal, apparently. Even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once every 100 years, if it was supposed to come in June of 1983, then it isn't much of a big deal. It was inevitable. On the other hand, a sudden evening shower on the way home from school was more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been perfect harmony, as if it was still carefully planned. I felt like something good was going to happen this year. How could I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll 6 on the first throw of a board game and start off with a huge lead. When it comes to a die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives, so it's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll a 6 on my first throw and a 1 on the next throw, the total is 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of a 1 to come up on the die. But you can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. You might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36. But if you look at each throw one by one, there's only a 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass wind chime Satoko put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. We were taking that chapter from Rika's perspective, it sounds like. Alright, I'll be back in like 2 minutes, and then we're going to do one more chapter. Memes! Memes! We got memes! We got all the memes, everybody. How y'all feeling about memes? We got them. We got them dank ass memes. This one's courtesy of our boy Rhett. Thank you, Rhett. It's so dank. It's so damn dank. Oh, yeah, was Sayara credited on that one too? Apologies. My bad. Oh, that's pretty good too. Hold on. I'm gonna put this one up too. This is really good. We're gonna take a second. We have to take a moment. We got to enjoy the memes. They come in for this series. They've been. It's been a consistent theme that the memes have been really spicy for this particular game. So, no, that's not it. Hold on, that's not it at all. That was part of the graphic that I made for the Game of the Decade thingamadooter. Sounds2.jpg. There we go. There we go. There's Cyrus. There we go. There's another dank ass Higurashi meme for the masses. There we go, folks. Much appreciated to both of you for putting in the time. All right. It's beautiful. Absolutely. You are not fucking wrong. All right. Who's ready to continue happy fun time with our friends? I am. I need more of that good club activity goodness to keep me going. Alright, let us go! I awoke from my dream still feeling excited. I must have had a very happy dream. I already forgot what it was about. I felt as if there was a switch that automatically made me forget my dreams when I opened my eyes. All I could remember is that it was a happy dream. I looked at the ceiling and enjoyed the happy feeling for a while. It was Sunday today. Outside the window, I could hear a morning bird song that sounded totally different from what I heard on weekdays. The morning bird song on weekdays sounds like they're in a rush, as if they're telling me to hurry to school, but on Sunday, it's different. I could tell that the birds are singing simply because they want to tell everybody how great a morning it is. I even felt like the birds that sing on weekdays must be different from the birds that sing on Sunday. I wonder if there really are birds that only sing on Sunday. It sounds like a very luxurious job for some reason. It was a waste to listen to such a valuable bird song when you're not quite awake. As I fully awaken, my normal crude personality takes over, and I start feeling stupid to even think that there might be birds that sing only on Sunday. As I yawned and stretched, my blood started circulating through my entire body. It felt good. I turn over and look at the clock, which says it's past 10 a.m. I used to go to my cram school on Sunday at 10 a.m. That was before I moved to Hinamizawa. My parents made me go to several cram schools back then. I remember that the one I had to go to on the first and the third Sundays of the month were the hardest ones of all because I had to change trains several times to get there. I was never allowed to sleep in so late back then. My mom always woke me up early so that I didn't miss my classes. That's probably why I've always dreamed of being able to wake up whenever I wanted to on Sunday. Needless to say, I don't feel that way anymore now that I moved to Hinamizawa. After all, I can always sleep till noon on Sunday now. My life has changed completely since I moved here. Before, I used to think living in the countryside would be really inconvenient. To be honest, I wasn't even interested in living here. But it was only the first few days that I felt that way. Now I don't feel attached to life in the city or its conveniences. When I think about that part of my life in Hinamizawa I'm most attached to, I'd have to say it's probably my friends. I guess the reason why I'm being so sentimental is probably because I had so much fun yesterday in the water gun fight with all of my classmates. Hello Raven, how's it going? Yeah, we've had a pretty happy episode so far, and going into our second chapter today, those good times seem to keep rolling. Despite my age, I got more into it, and I had so much fun. I bet the kids in the city wouldn't be able to play like that. No, I should say that they wouldn't even want to in the first place. They wouldn't even realize how exciting a simple water gun fight could be. I went downstairs and saw my parents watching a serious TV program, arguing about the topic together.
だいたい日本の電話料金は高すぎるんだ。国が電話事業を独占してるからこういうことになるんだ。
The rent's too damn high.
でも民間企業ってのは営利団体なのよ。慈善団体なわけじゃないんだし、全国一律のサービスを本当に維持できるわけ？
The experts on TV were arguing the same thing. It seems like there's a possibility the telephone service will get privatized. I'm too young to understand how privatization could make things better. But I can easily assume that people will start talking about privatizing the postal service. Oh god! Oh god! Oh no! Ah! My parents were arguing about the topic fiercely, but they got along very well. Let's put it this way, they get along well, and that's why they argue. I don't remember seeing them get along this well when we were living in the city. That's probably one of the things that got better since we moved to Hinamizawa. A cold relationship between parents doesn't bring any benefits to their kids. Yeah, big gulp!
朝ごはん食べる？
今日はいらない。あと今日は外で食べるから昼飯もいらないや。
なんだ、友達と一緒か。圭一がよく話す部活というやつか？
いや、 今日は部活じゃない。
No club activities today, Dad. I won't be coming home wearing a bra like last time.
昨日の罰ゲームというか、なんというか。
Yo, we're getting punished today. Never mind, Dad. The chances of me coming home wearing a bra have just shot up to at least 50%. Someone rang the doorbell. I looked at the clock and noticed it was time to meet Rena. I guess I spent too much time enjoying waking up late. I ran upstairs to get a change of clothes. I quickly changed and ran to the front door. Rena was chatting with my parents. I always feel uncomfortable when my parents talk to my friends. They might find out about the other times that I wear bras out in public. I'm afraid they'll say something embarrassing about me. If they told Rena that I wet the bed until I was X years old or something, she wouldn't wait till Monday to tell everybody in my school, or maybe even everybody in Higurashi.
おはよう。待たせて悪い悪い。
Rena and my parents looked at me and laughed. I said good morning and they laughed. I guess I was too late. My parents must have already told Rena some embarrassing secrets about me. I don't want my parents to tell them anything else, so I put on my shoes in a rush and pushed Rena out of the house. Come on. I went to bed till 5th grade. Oh, my parents waved at us smiling.
レナちゃん、ケイチをよろしくお願いね。
はい、おばさま。ケイチ君はレナがちゃんと面倒を見ますから。
何の面倒だか知らんが、見んでいい、見んで。
I dragged Rena away from the house and we were on our way. We rode our bicycles to the town of Okinomiya. It's a long way away. It's an easy ride to the town because it's mostly downhill, but needless to say, it's hard to ride. It's a hard ride on the way back. I feel like Rena was giggling whenever she looked at me. I badly wanted to know what kind of embarrassing information my parents had fed her before I came downstairs. I tried to give her a new subject to talk about in order to get whatever she'd heard from her parents out of her mind.
レナって何気にうちの親と仲いいよな。
Can we get a new polypoint trigger for a howl? I'll consider it. It's pretty easy. I could probably set that up.
仲いいよ。よくお話しするもん。
It is the Rena arc after all.
よくお話っていつしてるよ。俺は見かけたことないぞ。
おばさまとはよくお買い物の時に会うかな。特売日とかポイントセールの日なんかはよく会うね。
ああ、確かにおふくろは特売日とかまめにチェックしてるな。冷蔵庫のとこに磁石でいろいろとメモが貼ってあってさ、どこそこで何がいつ安いなんてのが書いてあるのを見かけるよ。
それでね、今夜は何にしましょうねって話をしながら一緒に買い物するの。カレールーが特売だから今夜はカレーにしようかななんて話になると、じゃあうちもなんて感じで。
そういえば一昨日はカレーだったな。
Rena's point of view. I'll just go ahead and say, yeah, we will probably see some of this story from Rena's point of view too. A couple people already asked, so yeah.
じゃあレナのとこもカレーだったわけか？
そうなんだよ。一昨日はポークカレーだったでしょ。豚肉が安かったから一緒に買ったの。だからね、私の家でもカレーを食べながら、今頃圭一くんも同じカレーを食べてるんだろうなって思ってた。
So that's yeah, that makes sense. Like, okay, that's kind of how you know what we had for dinner. You talked to my mommy. A lot. Y'all go shopping. That's cute. So she knows what I'm eating for dinner almost every day. It didn't bother me, but it did kind of feel
おじ
embarrassed.
さまとはお買い物の時に一緒に会うことが多いかな。圭一くんのおじさまとおばさま、本当に仲良しなんだね。
そういえば。
Alright, Styles, you have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. I'm not sure if I should wish you luck on getting shocked or not. I think that it is good entertainment value. I will probably see you over there when I'm finished.
確かに いい年して仲はいい方だと思う。
やっぱり両親の仲がいいのはとても大事なことだと思うよ。
Yeah, well, and it makes sense now, like why she knows what we
お
eat.
買い物にも一緒だなんてなんだか素敵で羨ましいな。
なんだかさっきから俺の親の話ばかりで恥ずかしいぞ。レナのとこはどうだよ。仲いいか？
仲いいよ。いつもべったりしてる。だからね、レナに居場所がない。
Her parents are a lovey-dovey couple, huh? I've never met Rena's mother, but I imagine she's just like Rena. I could easily imagine her mother going crazy on the spot about the spot her husband missed when shaving because it was so cute to her, like sesame seeds on white rice. She must love to touch her husband's chubby stomach because it feels so soft. What are you doing, Keiichi? You are just really spacing out now. It was funny how easily I could imagine her mother doing these things.
突然笑い出すなんて何かなこの。
レナの家のおばさんがどんな人かものすごい気になるぞ。俺も今度レナのおばさんに会ってみることにするぜ。
ダメだよ、ダメダメ。
レナだって俺のおふくろと話をしてるじゃないかよ。
Did Rena just say, "Dame dane"?
ならおあいこだろ。
だってケイチ君なんかがあってもいいことないよ。全然立派な人じゃないし。
会う前からかなり予想はついてるんだけどね。ズバリレナにそっくりだろ。
そんなことない。全然似てないよ。
その過剰な反応が雄弁に答えを物語ってるぞ。とにかくレナのおばさんに興味が出たぜ。
I'm interested. Hey, Rena, I'm interested in your mom.
今度ご挨拶に伺うからな。覚悟してやるね。
A stretched sprite of Rena. Perfect.
そんなのダメダメダメ。ケイチ君がレナの家に来たらレナ怒るよ。すごい怒る。
普段お宅のお嬢さんに大変お世話になっております。いや、お嬢さんと真剣なお付き合いをさせてもらってるものです。くらいの方が面白いかもしれないな。
There you go. There you go, Keiji. Go for it.
もしうちに来たらみーちゃんたちにケイチ君のちっちゃい頃の話をしちゃおうかな。
Oh, shit.
ちっちゃい頃とは具体的にはいくつの頃のエピソードだ？
レナがおばさまに聞いたのは4つの時の話と6つの時の滑り台の話とあと
Wow, y'all talk a lot.
すみませんでした、レナさん。レナさんの目の黒いうちは竜宮家の半径100メートルには絶対近寄らないようにするっす。
ありがとう。
Damn it, Mom. I'll remember this. We arrived at the station. The place we were going today is right near there. It's a restaurant called Angel. Uh-oh. We're going to Angel Mort. This is only good times, I am sure. We were meeting up with the others there. I was surprised when I saw the restaurant. It's usually a normal and quiet restaurant, but today there were many people in front of it. They didn't look like they were waiting in line to get inside. It looked more like they were just loitering around. They should just line up and go inside like normal people.
なんだよこれ。すっげえ人だな。
今日はイベントデーだからね。この日のためにすっごい遠くから来てる人たちも大勢いるんだって。
There's a flag saying Dessert Fest in front of the restaurant. Raven called it. I heard that Angel Mord holds events like this several times a year, and a lot of people come to attend them from all over.
今日のデザートフェスタはね、抽選に当たってチケットがもらえた人しか入店できないの。でね、1枚のチケットで4人まで入場できることになっててね。
なるほどな。チケット持ってる友人が来るのをこうして店の前で待ってるわけか。
ちょっと違うかな。チケットの人にはね、たまに4人未満で来る人もいるの。
つまりなんだ？落選者たちがチケット当選者のおこぼれに預かろうとこうして群がってるってわけなのか。
At that time, the crowd of people roared in excitement. What was going on?
こいつチケット持っているでござるよ。チケットは4人まで入れるのに1人で入ろうなんておこがましいにゃり。残り3人の枠にぜひ加えてくださいにゃ。僕を仲間に加えてくれたらエンジェルモートトレカのレアカードを申請するよ。おいらのな、フロントフィールドの夏コミ新刊を限定本付きで。
五十嵐ベータ版世界モード搭載版で譲って。
Oh, damn! I like you, video game. Being real meta with me right now.
G 氏の魔改造フィギュアでなんとか。俺はこのお米券でどうだ。この愚か者。
よくわからん騒ぎになっとるぞ。
このお店のコアなファンはちょっと怖いからね。
ところで俺たちのチケットってのはどうなってるんだ？第一、俺たちメンバーって5人組だろ。チケットの定員じゃ。
ほら、このお店みーちゃんの親類のお店だからね。
ミオンって時々すげえよな。
Ren makes a fist and gets all fired up.
じゃあ行こう。一気に駆け抜けるからね。
それが最良の策みたいだな。よし。
We nodded at each other. Since we were a group of two at present, it looked like we had 2 more seats to share. These people might try mobbing us in order to get a share. We crouched down, ready to run. The crowd of people seemed to notice us.
あの二人強行突破を試みるつもりにゃり。しかも女子と二人きりでボックスシートを埋めようとは不届き千万。一緒に座ってラブラブな空気を打ち砕いてやるでござる。最後の一発まで抵抗しろ。
Yeah, like just have Satoko get brought in with a garbage can. That's all you gotta do is sneak her in.
ゲルマンの鉄の意志を見せてやるのだ。
Damn, they're gonna tackle us. They do whatever it took to stop us from getting inside of the restaurant.
今日はみーちゃんたちみんなの罰ゲームの日。私たちがお店に入れなかったら昨日の勝利が無意味になっちゃう。
それだけは認められねえな。俺たちがベストを尽くして得た勝利だ。だからミオンたちの罰ゲームを見届けるのは権利である。
義務でもあるもんね。
とかっこよく決めたところで下心丸出しなんだけどな。
さとこちゃんやりかちゃんどんな格好かな。お持ち帰り。
ヤングカップルめ。
Thanks, Sarah knows where this is going.
おとなしくチケットを差し出すでござるよ。ここは通さねえぜ。エンジェルモートのイベントチケットを2人だけで消化しようなどとは許せんにゃり。
Oh, Jetstorm knows as well?
余った枠に我らを加えるでござるよ。
They reached their hands towards us like zombies. They gradually got closer and closer. We were actually taking it easy, though. In fact, I'd say the situation was rather enjoyable.
なんだか昨日の部活がまだ続いてるみたいだね。
ああ、なんだか面白くなってきた
They
ぜ。
already put KHC in the night outfit.
連中を蹴散らして一気に行くぜ。
ちゃんやさとこちゃんを相手に回すよりは簡単かな
だな。他の部活メンバーを敵に回すのに比べたら見たところ2、30人ってとこか。悪いが俺たちを止めるが人数がちょいと足りないぜ。
よーし、じゃあ行くよ。
おう。
Our enemies number about 20 to 30. If they wanted to stop us, they should have gotten 10 times more people than that. They're getting a lot of use out of that blur filter there. Especially
い
this
らっしゃいま
chapter.
せ。エンジェルモーターへようこそ。本日はイベントデーになりますが、チケットはお持ちですか？
チケットはないですけど、名乗ればいいと言われてます。竜宮レナと前原圭一です。
ただいまリストを確認しております。少々お待ちください。
Seems like many fans of the restaurant aren't normal people. I bet they try to get in with lies or fake tickets. No wonder this waitress makes sure to check the list.
いやしかし恐ろしい連中だった。あんなのがひしめいていたら健全な客は店内までたどり着けないぞ。
そうかもだね。でもレナの行く手を阻むことは誰にもできないんだよ。は
それはそうと、あれは肘か膝か。顔面の急所を正確にぶち抜くとは恐ろしいやつ。
The way Rena swept them off their feet with super fast invisible jabs was incredible. It even gave me a chill just thinking about it.
だってレナのお持ち帰りを邪魔するんだもん。
Oh, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. What were you getting into today? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, welcome, friends of Dolls. Yeah, that alert is cursed, and that is why I will never get rid of it. It's fantastic. And it works. It works because we're playing horror visual novel. Oh, you were playing some more Knit Underground. Nice! Nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were continuing with Valhalla or you were still on Knit Underground. But hope you had a good stream. Welcome, friends of Dolls, as well. We're playing horror-themed visual novel. Called Higurashi When They Cry. There's a lot going on right now, but we're at the start of a new chapter, and it's nice and relaxing. Thank you for the 37 bits, Raven. Much appreciated. Quiet and comfy is always good. That's what we do around here. That's what's going on here. It's a visual novel. It's nice. It's quiet. It's comfy. You come in. Nothing bad happens in Hinamizawa, so you were at the right place if you were here for some good things to happen. Like right now, we're gonna gorge ourselves on desserts, dinner, and shows with the fam. All right, you have a good evening, Dolls. Thanks again for the hosts, and I'll catch you next time.
きっとみんな可愛いよ。みんなお持ち帰り。
Your friend's wife cosplayed this girl? Hey, I've cosplayed this girl as well. It's very awesome. That is a great costume.
怪異モードのレナが相手じゃな。まあ連中もあれだけ派手にぶちのめされれば敗北を受け入れられるだろう。
圭一君だってすごかったよ。大勢に囲まれて飲み込まれたと思ったら急にシーンとなって、その後みんな涙を流しながら道を開けてた。なんでかな。
いや別に落選したお前たちの代わりにこの俺が入店してやる。だからどうしよくん、今は涙を流しても次の抽選の勝者になれと。まあそのあたりのことを少々語ったらみんな理解してくれたようで。
圭一君ってアジテーション得意だよね。聞いている人を共感させる能力というか、我が部の口先の魔術師って感じ。
Magician of words.
その口先の魔術師ってもう決定なのかよ。他の通り名はないのかよ。
どうだろうね。考えてみるね。
Rena laughs loudly.
大変お待たせしました。リストにお名前を確認しました。お席へご案内します。どうぞこちらへ。
The waitresses led us to our seats. The restaurant was completely packed today. It made for a cheerful but sort of crazy atmosphere. All the customers in the restaurant were very unique people, just like the ones loitering around outside. There were an aura of excitement in the store, and it also smelled a bit sweaty. They were also talking excitedly about using special terms I didn't understand, again, just like those people outside.
やはりエンジェルモートは制服命だすね。
食は舌で味わうものでござるが、エンジェルモートは目で味わうのでござるよ。今日は大運のウェイトレスさんはいないでござるか。むほほほほほ。女の子のローテのチェックは基本ですよ。ツンデレ好きなら火木の17時以降は絶対抑えたいですね。逆属性の方は金曜17時以降が勝負。
Y'all taking this down? This is the tit itinerary. The itinerary, if you will. If you happen to be going to Angel Mort, I regret coming here today. And at the same time, I was really glad that I didn't lose the game yesterday. The punishment might be a bit easier for the girls. But as a guy, if I had to undergo this punishment today, I would have been kicked and punched by those crazy customers because they would have been burning with anger. Let me explain. I didn't come here today just to eat lunch with Rena today. The punishment is as follows. The losers have to wear a costume that was randomly chosen to help with the event at Angel Mort as a waitress. The winners can enjoy eating desserts, receiving service from the losers. When this punishment was announced, I'd actually prepared myself for the punishment because I thought I'd lose the game like always. I was losing a lot recently, so I didn't think I could win. I assume Rena felt the same way. Who could imagine Rena and I would do so well as to win? You're great, Keiichi Maibara. You made me proud. Everybody started shouting, clapping their hands, and whistling for joy. I don't blame them. They came here just for the event at Angel Mort. None of them expected to see the waitresses wearing different costumes like this.
Me.
Oh my god. It's over. It's over. It's over. We're done.
まあ待て、落ち着けレナ。ここでお持ち帰ったら罰ゲームにならん。
Riki-chan appears with glasses of water and wet napkins on a tray. They drew lots to decide on the costumes. Riki-chan's costume is the uniform of Angel Mort we use regularly for punishments. We use it regularly for punishments.
エンジェルモートへようこそなのですよ。
Riki-chan put the glasses of water and the wet napkins in front of Rena and me.
かいよ。お持ち帰り。
Rena raised her weird voice, and everybody in the store followed suit. Everybody started shouting the phrase. Before I knew it, they were all surrounding our table, trying to burn the scene of Rika-chan serving customers into their minds.
Rika-chan, 似合うよ。似合ってるよ。
Oh damn, they even did sprites for it!
ジロジロ見られると恥ずかしいのです。
そういえば おなじみのエンジェルモート制服だが、どことなく違う気がするのは気のせいか？
それはですね、前原さん、僕が説明いたします。
Wait, do the original sprites! Hold on. Oh my god, they did it! Tomita-kun and a classman pushed his way through the crowd.
ああ、富田くんじゃないか。なんだ、岡村くんも二人とも当選してたのか。
Did these guys still not have graphics by this point? No, not even in the manga gamer version. They still didn't have graphics by this point.
そんなことはどうでもいいです、前原さん。それよりもここで古出さんの衣装について説明しましょう。ご存知の通り、エンジェルモートの制服は成熟した女性の魅力を前面に押し出すことを最大の目的とした衣装です。よって着衣には多少の成熟した年齢相応のプロポーションが必要とされます。その意味においては未発達な体型である古出さんとは最も相性の悪い制服と言えるでしょう。
それだけでなく、問題となったのは古出さんの体型に合うサイズを店舗側が用意できなかったことにあります。そのため古出さんはエンジェルモートの制服を着るという罰ゲームを実行するためには工夫をせざるを得なかったのです。そこで古出さんはプール用の水着で衣装を代用したのですが、それによりカミオも予見できなかったであろう水着とエンジェルモート衣装というありえない組み合わせが生まれたのです。
He is really into this.
この武装により現在の古出さんの攻撃力は従来火力をはるかに凌駕。
He be simping hard.
属性付与、状態異常の追加、クリティカル発生率の大幅アップ、しかも上昇中には無敵時間まで与えられるに至ったのです。この素晴らしさがわかりますか？わかりますよね。
Okumura, I'm gonna need you
つまり
to
これを龍
turn
空
it
さん
down
風に
a
言うと
few
こうです。
notches, sir.
お
You're gonna have to
お持ち帰り。
turn that back to the left a little bit. Just dial it on down. I'll tell you when to stop. Yep, the next RPG needs a uniform with all those stat boosts.
ダメだよ、ダメダメ。お持ち帰るのはレナなんだよ。でも気持ちはわかるよ。お持ち帰り。
Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun held Rena's shoulder as they shouted a phrase in excitement. The phrase spread throughout the entire store and was now out of control. Anyway, Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun surprised me sometimes. For their age, they're good at giving passionate speeches. They'll probably make it big in the future.
みーちゃんとさとこちゃんは二人も楽しみ。
At the time, the crowd sent out another roar. I hear Mion telling them to let her through. I don't remember what kind of costume she picked. Oh my god! It's Mr. Baseball! Dude, he's back! And he is just way more animated now. Jesus Christ!
亀田くんかよ。そっか、デザート魔人の君がデザートフェスタにいないわけないよな。いや、元気。
Wait, did he? What about him? Nope, he got no graphics either.
元気かどうかなんてどうでもいいっす。それよりあれはどうなってるんすか。
Tomita-kun is in a state of great excitement. Thick veins were displaying in his forehead. The source of that excitement appears through the crowd.
こうなりゃやだね。
Oh my god! Oh my god, they're updating it. She's very excited.
毎度どうも。ウルトラレアチーズケーキお待たせしました。
Mion appeared with a cake on a tray. Oh, I remember what she picked for her costume.
みーちゃんも可愛いよ。
ああ、もうとんでもない災難だよ。この格好はケイちゃんにやらせるつもりだったのにな。
I was gonna make Keiichi wear it.
前原さん、この格好も並々ならぬものがあります。しかも普段の部活では上昇無敗、完璧鉄壁猛満隊の委員長の普段の姿を知れば知るほどに8割深さ 500% だと思います。しかし天下無敵の委員長
I think she wouldn't tell him to.
叶わないとは。
Like, she wouldn't tell him to. She would just let the accident happen because it's way funnier that way.
そういうことっすか、ケイ。2人で同じ器の巨大パフェをつき合った仲じゃないっすか。それなのに俺に内緒でそんな素敵な部活をしてたなんて。
Put the pudding on the
納
sled.
得いかないっす。こんな部活の存在知ってたら野球なんかやらなかったのに。俺の人生のリセットボタンはどこ？
The crowd roars in excitement.
こんな夢のような部活は聞いたことないじゃり。
Press the reset button in
みん
your
な
life.
ダ
I
メだ
think we
よ。
all wish we could do
部活は
that.
ひなみ沢に住んでる人しか入れないんだよ。
なんとこれは住民票をひなみ沢に移すっきゃな。
Stop there, Rena. The population of Hinazawa might double by tomorrow.
しかし
Oh my gosh, she's not stoked about this at all. She mad. But we must know. Oh wait, I gotta probably do it. Like, there we go. That's me on Tommy, right there. The Manga Gamer sprite gives you even more. And then Jesus Christ. She's doing the thing. She's doing the thing that John has talked about, and she's got the tail too. Wait, does she have the tail? Okay, she's got the tail there. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if they had the tail in all three of them.
女性を美しくする衣装は例えるならデザートのデコレーションと同じダンス。ショートケーキだって全て剥いてしまえば単なるスポンジケーキに過ぎないんです。それをクリームで飾り一重二重の美しい装飾が奏でる素晴らしき魅惑のハーモニーは目で楽しみ舌で味わい、しかるにこのセーラー服とブルマの組み合わせは素晴らしい。本来ならどちらも日常的な学校衣装であり、それはそれで味わいがあるのですが、それはそれで置いといて。
Komeda, dial to the left, please. Can need you to pull that right on back down.
制服と体操服という近いカテゴリーにありながら交わることのなかったこれら衣装を、そうデザートに例えるならまさにいちご大福。誰もが絶対に合わないと思った組み合わせが誰もがの未体験の未知なる味わいを持たせるに至ったのです。
ケイちゃんってケイって呼ばれてるの？この暴走特急と仲良かったんだ。
全力で無関係を装わせてください。
Oh no, this is gonna get worse. Oh no, this just gets worse before it gets better. Oh no. Oh no. God damn it.
なんだ
A guy tumbled in and landed on his feet elegantly. It was Coach.
許しません。許しませんよ、前原さん。
Stream's over. Good night, everyone. Coach glared at me in anger. He was breathing hard and a scary expression on his face.
許さないって何が許さないんですか？
あれですよ。
Gonna need you to not be real creepy right now, EDA. If we can kindly request that.
Yeah, it was a very cute. It was a very cute costume. At the moment of his scream, 3 different metal buckets fell on top of his head, one after another, and a Chinese walk finished the job.
まあこの格好が罰ゲームになった時点で多少は心の準備がありましたのよ。さとこのメイドさんはある意味命に関わりますです。さとこちゃんのメイドさんかわいいよ。お持ち帰り。
それはさせません。お持ち帰るのはこの私、入江京介です。
ダメだよ。ダメダメダメ。レナのお持ち帰りを邪魔すると
Oh god, she's beating the shit out of EDA! Once Rena goes into cute mode, she becomes merciless. If a rock tried to sabotage her chance to take her favorite's home with her, she'd break it into pieces. If it was a river, she'd fill it with sand. If it was a sea, she'd spin it in half like Moses did and walk through it. This is a real chapter! What? Coach got up on his feet like a zombie. I couldn't believe he could still get up after getting hit by all those super fast attacks.
無駄ですよ。聞きません。ほら、無駄です。家は何度でも蘇る。メイドがそこにいれば何度でも蘇る。それが人類の夢だからだ。ギャングニブビオ。
それでもダメ。レナがお持ち帰り。
EDA was down on the floor, his body twitching. Rena just hit him with a barrage at point blank range.
しかし圧巻な光景だな。勝ってよかったと同時に負けてたらその一角に俺がいたかもしれないことを思うととても笑えん。
まったく悔しいですわね。いくら罰ゲームも部活の務めとはいえこんな格好はあんまりでございましたよ。
チェ、おじさんの格好に比べたらさとこの格好なんてまともな方じゃない。
メイドの格好がまともに見える時点でみんなただれてると思いますです。
ほらほらレナ、いつまでもハウハウしてないで席に座れ。負けた連中にサービスしてもらうのが勝者の特権なんだからよ。
今日は誰をお持ち帰ろうかな。
そらウェイトレスさん、今日のおすすめは何かな。
Oh god, yeah, it's so obvious.
こちらのフルーツパフェはいかがでしょうか。
ただいまシュークリームのセットがお安くなってましたよ。
I recommend the maid.
お水ならいくらおかわりしても OK なのです。
Rena's nose was bleeding because she got to keep the waitresses in cute costumes all to herself. I should actually thank her for acting crazy like that because it made me look calmer than I actually am. I was excited as her, but my nose would bleed too if I wasn't careful. I now understand what a slack-jawed smile means.
ねえねえ、リカちゃんウェイトレスさん、あーやって。
さとこ、俺にも一つ頼むよ。ああ、ミオンには肩でも揉んでもらおっかな。
もう悔しいですわね。ほら、なさいませ。
肩もみか。おじさんの肩もみは高くつくからね。
Yeah, Keiichi's got that Kazuma energy right now. The audience gasped at the sight. I bet Angel Mort has never had an event as exciting as this one. Every table had 4 people squeezed in together, but only Rena and myself were at this table, and 3 waitresses in cute costumes were exclusively serving us. They were giving us shoulder massages and feeding us desserts, too. This had never happened before at Angel Mort, and it never will again.
そうでござったか。この人たちは。では、拙者もお冷やを一つお願いしたいでござるよ。
One of the other customers wanted to get a piece of the wonderful treatment and patted me on the shoulder.
悪いけどおじさんウェイトレスじゃないのよ。お冷やはあっちにいる本物のウェイトレスにお願いしてくれる？
なんとウェイトレスさんではないのでござるか。ご奉仕はしてもらえんのでござるか。
別に私たち店員さんじゃございませんもの。あなたたちにサービスする言われなどありませんでしたよ。
Dunked on, nerds.
僕もサトコもミーも勝者の2人の慰み者なのですよ。ミー。
Oh no, dude, we're not doing this. All of a sudden, Kameda-kun screamed, starting to blame me.
一体何が納得でき？
K さんばっかりこんな美味しい部活ができてずるすぎるさ
いや、それは俺たちも相応のリスクを払って得た権利だからな。ずるいと言われても。
僕たちもずるいと思います。
Kameda-kun and Okamura-kun were standing behind Kameda-kun.
大体前原さんが昨日ので優勝できたのは僕たちが委員長を背後からやっつけたからですよ。
前原さんが負けたら罰ゲームがかわいそうだなと思ってわざと負けてあげたんです。僕たちにもちょっとは感謝してほしいです。
Lifetime subscriptions.
なんだか面白い展開になってきたね。どうするケイちゃん。
どうするも何も俺にどうしろと。
よしよし、亀田君に富田、岡村、そこまで言うなら今日の勝者の権利をかけてケイちゃんとレナに勝負を挑んでみたら？
What are you doing?
みーちゃん、それってどういう意味かな。この
部活メンバーの他の精鋭たちを圧倒的大差で破ったお二人だもんね。
Woke up the dominatrix.
こんなメンバーですらない連中なんか束でかかってきても負ける気しないでしょ。
Kameda-kun clapped his hands with glee. Kameda-kun and Okamura-kun nodded in agreement. They looked fired up and ready. Damn it! I'll have to fight against them here?
そういえばケイチさんとレナさんの勝負は預かり勝負でございましたものね。少しガヤが混じるとはいえここで優勝決勝戦をされるのも面白いですものね。もちろんここで負ければ僕たちと一緒に罰ゲームに加わってもらうことになるのです。
くっそー、なんかうまいことやられてる気分だが、レナはどうする？
レナは負けないよ。だってみんなレナがお持ち帰りするもん。ケイチくんはどんな罰ゲーム服かな。
Uh-oh.
みんなお持ち帰り。
She sure is motivated. I could see Kameda-kun was ready to fight for the ticket to paradise at Angel Mort. My two underclassmen were also eager to have a chance to fight against the members of the club for the first time. You are not! You are not!
このメンツで決定しよう。ケイちゃんもレナも依存はないね。
依存も何も勝手に話をまとめやがって。
まあまあ面白くなった方がいいでしょ。
富田さんも岡村さんもやめておくなら今のうちでしたよ。分かってると思いますけど、負けたら大変なことになりますのよ。
それは覚悟のうちです。僕たちの男なんです。いつかは戦いたかったんです。
They've seen the many horrifying punishments we had to suffer, and they still had the courage to join in. I had to admit, they have potential. Kameda, the evil lord of Angel Mort, sneered at the two.
まさか K さんと再び戦えるとは思わなかった。今回は正々堂々正面からぶつからせていただきますよ。
よりによってエンジェルモートで亀田君と戦うことになるとはな。ある意味野球で戦うより手強い気がするぜ。
Coach Irie, the Count of Maids, laughed like he was afraid of nothing.
ここは大人の本気というものを見せてあげましょう。そして今日ここに入江京介のためだけのハーレムを実現させるのです。
みんな勝たせてあげないよ。
よし、俺も覚悟を決めたぜ。いつまでもぼやいていても仕方ねえ。見よ、勝負は何でやる。
そう来なくっちゃね。みんな道を開けて。ウェイトレスの皆さん運んじゃってください。
In the kitchen, the real waitresses are standing by with many desserts and trays. It looks like the game is going to be either a speed eating or a competitive eating contest.
店長、本当にいいんですか？
ああ、いいから運んじゃって。面白いことは何でも大歓迎だよ。せっかくのイベントでだしね、盛り上がらないと。
The waitresses checked with their manager and started bringing in the desserts. Two of my underclassmen, Kameda-kun, Coach Rena, and I sat at a table together. A horrific amount of desserts was brought before us. I wanted to enjoy watching the cute waitresses placing desserts on the table, but right now I was in a fighting mood. I had no time for that. The audience surrounding our table seemed to have grown excited too. I bet it didn't even cross their minds that they would see a serious battle at Angel Mort today. But they didn't care, as long as it was fun to watch.
さーて、いい制限時間内にどれだけのデザートが食べられるかの勝負だよ。あらかじめ各メニューごとに重さは出してあるからね。食べ終わった後に食べた総重量で勝負をつけよう。
When the words competitive eating came up, Kameda-kun smiled evilly. Damn it, Kameda-kun had an advantage.
僕たちはコンビですので、2人で1人の扱いにしてください。
ああ、いいよ。いつもコンビだからね。特別に許可しよう。
That's not how that works! That's stupid! Damn it, having two stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage too.
レナはどうだ？
She is real mad about losing.
やっぱり女の子には胃袋勝負はきついんじゃないか。
そんなことないよ。かいいみんなをお持ち帰りできるならテーブルごとだって飲み込んじゃうよ。
Sorry, I just got a real good image of that. I just got this great image of Rena just taking a table haul, unhinging her jaw, and just stuffing it in. I underestimated her. Rita can overcome physical impossibilities once she goes into cute mode. This bitch probably can unhinge her jaw and eat an entire person if she has to. She might even be able to eat food that's heavier than herself.
監督はどうですか?
Hey guys, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I gotta take a phone call real quick. Neat. I'm not need to get work tomorrow, so cool. Day off! I didn't know that was coming. Fantastic. Alright, where are we at?
大食いは
前原さん、そこにメイドがいて、それを手に入れるための条件が大食いなら、私に不可能の文字はありません。
I can see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. I'm gonna need you to not be creepy, EDA. Please. Glint in his eyes was shown behind his lenses was sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Damn it, he was in maid mode. He has maid mode? I think he's just in creeper mode, which is equally as strong as Ren's cute mode. Shit, I was the only one without any advantages. I don't have a mode!
じゃあ準備はいいかな？レディー
I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mion started the game without hesitation. Damn it! There was no turning back. I had to do this. There were so many kinds of desserts before us. Some were easy to eat, and some were not. So I had to get the dessert that's the easiest to eat before anybody got it. What about the yogurt parfait? But of course, everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Everybody reached for the same dessert as fast as they could. A white light flashed in front of our eyes. The parfait disappeared. My hand clashed with theirs in mid-air. Rena took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. Damn it! I knew it! There was no way I could beat Rena in the opening move. Rena took the parfait like a frog catching a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. She did it all in seconds. She's usually gentle and calm, but she's a totally different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. You eat the heaviest stuff first, so that when you feel fuller, you can still eat the little light stuff. See, like, that would probably be my strategy. I see, now I understand why people say women always have room for dessert. But in the special environment of Angel Mort, Kameda-kun wasn't far behind Rena. He grabbed a fruit parfait and swallowed it as if drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic. I love that they're playing the somebody's going insane sound effect behind this music right now.
Angel Mort での戦いで俺に勝てる可能性は 1% もないっす。まだまだ行くっすよ。
Kameda-kun and Okamura-kun look at the extraordinary techniques Rena and Kameda-kun are displaying, but they seem to be very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and faster than anybody else because there are two of them. Renan and Kameda-kun were eating very fast. They might slow down in the middle, so this was going to be an unpredictable race. Son of a bitch! I won't lose this game! I shoved my dessert in my mouth and kept eating. Kept eating! I just kept eating! Ow, ow, ow! Damn it! My mouth got extremely cold when I swallowed a ball of ice cream. How can the others do this so easily? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I could use some kind of heat to melt it first, then drink it down. Plus, it would also be easier for my stomach to take if it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? I knew it would take too long to use body heat, and I didn't have any other source of heat with me.
すみません、ウェイトレスさん。注文をいいで、ホットコーヒーをお願いします。できれば器は鍋だと助かります。
監督、
甘いですよ、前原さん。熱で溶かすなんてて、私だって思いついていました。
No, damn it! He was one step ahead of me. I could order hot coffee too, but I'd still be one step behind him. I'd have to come up with something to melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee.
クールになれ、前原刑事。考えるんだ。
What?
考えろ。
What? Keiichi, why's your text pink? Keiichi-kun held his head, screamed at the line, and then bent his neck backwards. Oh, we're doing the protective shift. We have shift, ladies and gentlemen. I think.
We in somebody else's head now.
When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind, and it's very fun to listen to. But I had to concentrate. I needed to win this game. I was going to keep eating as much as I can and take all of the adorable girls home with me. There you go. Here's your POV shift. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care exactly. I didn't care exactly because I was having so much fun. Mei-chan always comes up with such extraordinary games. Satoko-chan loves to play pranks. Rika-chan is very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi-kun is always so funny. I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than by saying how happy I am. Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. There is as much misfortune and pain as there is happiness and pleasure in this world. And I know very well that they all come to you regardless of how hard you try. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean you don't need to try hard. I can try to make my happy days even happier and last longer. In the same way, I can try to make my unhappy day happier and end faster. I struggle very hard to achieve that. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have here as much as I have now, as much as I can. I must not take them for granted because they won't last forever. They won't. One day, all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today so that I wouldn't regret it. Even if the world ended tomorrow. I noticed my hands stopped moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy that my heart might burst. I even love doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. I love everybody. I love Mi-chan, Satoko-chan, Rika-chan, and Keiichi-kun. I love everybody in my class and everybody in Okinomiya.
おお、レナの手が止まったね。さすがにあのペースじゃ長続きしないかな。
チャンスだよ、岡村。今こそ竜宮山を抜かすんだ。
無駄。エンジェルボートでこの俺に勝とうという時点で蜂蜜杏仁豆腐よりやばいぜ。
レナさんしっかりしてくださいまし。 監督を勝たせたら承知しませんですことよ。
私は負けませんよ。飲めと言われれば太平洋だって飲み干してみせましょう。
どうしたレナ。見てろ、ここからいよいよ圭一様の逆転劇の始まりだぜ。なあみんな。
レナ、どうしましたですか？
I'd left the table.
ごめん。ちょっとお手洗い行ってくるね。
I was just so happy. I didn't care who won or lost this match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy and try to win, but I could never be happier than this. If I could seal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I'd carry it around with me in my pocket. I'd use it as heat to ward off the cold of hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. When you're bored with happy days and don't even realize that you're happy, that's when you've achieved true happiness. You only truly feel happiness when you're in the freezing cold environment. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. On my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain the lady needed a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event for today. But the lady, saying she didn't know, was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store manager was called and started apologizing to the lady. Hello? Person? Do you have sprites? Do you have sprites? You got sprites! You got a little star on your belly.
チケットないなら入れないって表の見えるところにちゃんと張り紙しといてよ。
Yeah, like that's a whole bunch of tummy right there.
たく客を何だと思ってんの？
The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared.
あら、レイナちゃんじゃない？こんなとこで会うなんて奇遇よね。
あ、どうもこんにちは。こんなとこで会うなんて本当に奇遇ですよね。
I held out my hand for a high five. She gave me one.
聞いてよレイナちゃん。ひどいのよ。今日はチケットがないと入れないとか言うのよ。
そうみたいですね。
まあ仕方ないわね。ねえ、お店には入れなくてもお土産にケーキくらいは売ってくれるんでしょ？
ええ、それは問題ございません。さあさあ、どうぞこちらからどれでもお選びください。
The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to the showcase.
私はこの可愛らしいのにしようかしらね。あの人はショートケーキみたいな地味なのが好きだったっけ？ねえレイナちゃん、あなたはどれがいい？
私ですか？いいの？はうー。
本当にこういうのに目がないわね。どれでも好きなの選んでいいわよ。
じゃあ私もショートケーキでいいです。
あら、他にもこんなに可愛らしいケーキがたくさんあるのに。
なんだかとっても迷っちゃうけど、こういう時はショートケーキが一番美味しそうに見えるんです。
そう。じゃあショートケーキを2つとプチトリアノンを1つお持ち帰りでね。
She imitated the smile I usually made. I replied with the same big smile. Then I smelled the strong scent of her perfume and it made me sneeze.
あら、風邪?
Rina-san's perfume and I never seemed to get along. And we got tip. It's a business card. Alright, let's check that out. You got it. Rina, height 168 centimeters, bust 89, waist 60, hips 87. Hobbies. I'm interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with the herbs I grow. I always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out somewhere next time in private. Gentlemen's Club, Blue Mermaid, Private Manager Rina Mamiya. There's a thinky dinky. But that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks again, everybody, of course, for coming out. We will be back again tomorrow at around 6:30. We're probably going to do 2 more chapters again tomorrow because I'm not going to be able to do any Wednesday. So we'll probably do 2 more chapters again tomorrow night. So look for it to be about a similar length of a stream.